What's going on? Matt Morris, leadwithmatt.com. I'm going to talk about what to do when you've dropped rank in your company in network marketing. This came up yesterday, actually. I had someone reaching out to me saying, oh my God, I hit this level and I'm not this level now and I want to cry and I don't know what to do. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get it back. And so let's discuss this because this is an amazingly common thing. I think most leaders in network marketing, I would almost say every top leader in network marketing at some point has hit a rank and dropped rank. Every leader certainly in network marketing who's been around for any length of time has had their organization go up and come down a little bit. And so let's talk about that. Now, as you guys pop on, let me know where you're tuning in from in the comments below. Give me your city, state, country. Let me know where you're at. If you're watching this live, drop me a live in the comments. If you're watching it on the replay, drop me a replay. And listen, if you are watching me for the first time, if you've not seen a live yet, drop me a 1 in the comments so I can thank you for tuning in. And appreciate the comments and the loves and the likes, the thumbs up. If you do happen to share this to add some value to some others, let me know in the comments that you shared it so I can give you a shout out. So let's talk about this. So, you know, dropping rank, or we could talk about attrition as well. Usually if you have lost your rank in network marketing, it's because you've had some attrition. Okay, some customers have come in and you were at a certain level, some customers fell out, you dropped below that level. So, you know, what do you do about that? And so I'll talk a little bit about what you're gonna do about that, but more importantly, much more importantly, is what is your mindset about this experience that just happened? And what I want everyone to please realize is that in our profession, it is a business like any other business in the world. If you were to look at the stock market as an example, how many of you have noticed that the stock market goes up consistently all the time and it never dips? How many of you, if you've noticed that, you know, let me know in the comments. No one has noticed that because it's just not true. And you're thinking, Matt, you must be an idiot if you think the stock market goes up all the time and never dips. You would think I'm an idiot if I believe that, wouldn't you? You can say, yes, Matt, you're an idiot in the comments, okay? We all know that. It's common knowledge, it's common sense. We understand that the stock market doesn't go up all the time. I mean, you look at Apple. Apple, first company to hit $1 trillion in market cap. Okay, today I looked it up, they're 816 billion. They were a $1 trillion company, now they're not a $1 trillion company. Does that mean Apple's gonna go out of business? Does it mean that Apple's business model is broken? Not at all. So you look at Amazon stock through the roof and then it comes down. Does that mean that the Amazon business model doesn't work? Does it mean they're going to go out of business? Does it mean that Bezos should just, you know, quit, give it up, you know, go out to the pasture? Not at all, of course. That sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? It's equally ridiculous to think that your organization is going to go up consistently all the time. It's ridiculous. It is never... Listen to me, it's never happened in the history of network marketing. There's no company that's been around for a few years that hasn't had a down month. You know, I mean, it's just the nature of business. It's how business works. So we've got to stop being employees. We got to stop having an employee mindset, and we've got to be business owners. We've got to put on our business owner cap. We need to, you know, put on our big boy and big girl pants and understand that that's the nature of our business, is to have fluctuations. Now, the stock market, if you analyze it over a 30-year time frame, it has averaged a 10 or 11% growth every single year. Now, hopefully, you know, depending on what stage you're at in your organization, you're growing at much more than 10% on a yearly basis. You certainly can do way more than that. But the bottom line is the stock market, while on average, it'll go up 10% a year. There are down years. Some years it goes up 20%. Some years it goes down 5%. Some years it stays flat, right? That's business and we understand it. So why do we think it's different in network marketing? So I think I've beaten a dead horse. I mean, I'll give you one of my experiences, many over the last 24 years, having organizations that have grown to well over 1 million customers. I mean, one example, worked like crazy to get my organization years ago, worked like crazy to get my organization. 440 customers, I had hit a certain rank in the company and I was so excited because my group's growing, things are happening. I'm like, man, I'm gonna hit the next rank. I'm only, a few hundred customers away. And one of my leaders quits, he goes to another network marketing company, and my group goes from 440 customers to 250 customers within about 2 months. I lost almost 200 customers in a 2-month time frame. Now, most people, many people, probably most who would go through that experience are going to say the business model doesn't work and they're going to quit. Okay, they're going to stop heading towards success and they're going to get on the sidelines. And they're just going to sit back and they're going to play the blame game. Oh man, this business model doesn't work. This is wrong. I can't believe they did this to me. I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And you quit. Now, thankfully, I understood that something that I want you to write down, remember, you're going to need to say this 1,000 times over your career, is it's all part of the game. It's all part of the game. It's just how things are. And when you think things should be different, that's the challenge. Okay? The thief of joy is expectation. Okay? When you expect things to be different than they are, it robs you of your joy. It robs you of your certainty. It robs you of your hope. It robs you of your faith. And when you have no faith, you are dead. So when you can understand that when you have things like that happen, it's all part of the game, then what happens? What do you do when you lose rank? Well, now I'm going to tell you what to do. You do the exact damn thing that got you to the rank in the first place. You do it again. And see, it's an abundance versus a scarcity mindset. And most people are living in this scarcity mindset. And it's like, oh my God, I finally got to this rank. And because I have so much scarcity going on, I don't believe I could ever do it again. And so you got to flip that around and have some confidence that if you did it one time, you can certainly do it again. But now you have a major advantage because you're not starting from zero. You have a team in place. Maybe you had some customers or some distributors or whatever quit, but you have more than just you, certainly. And your skill set is much greater. You're a lot tougher. See, network marketing, it's kind of like rolling a car up a hill. I mean, it's a lot of work to get that car up the hill. The top of the hill is kind of like the full-time income, and you get it to the top of the hill, you have enough leaders that are working and doing things, and then the car will just kind of roll on its own and you've got the residual income coming in. But until it gets to that point, you got to push and push and push. Well, listen, the first time you go up the hill, your muscles, your skills in network marketing, let's call them your muscles, are as weak as they'll ever be. And once you've done it, you've gone halfway up the hill, you've worked those muscles, you're stronger. You get to the top of the hill, you're even stronger. So when you go back down to the bottom and you start a new team or you have to rebuild a team, guess what? You're stronger than you were before. You have a higher level of leadership. You've probably learned to communicate better. You've been through so many different experiences that your muscles are stronger and you can do it again the next time. So you keep showing people. See, I talk a lot about the valley of death, and the valley of death is what kills network marketers because they don't think this should be happening when every business model in the world says it should be happening, is that it goes up and then it comes down. And because it went down, you think, oh, the business model's broken, it doesn't work, and you go quit, okay? So realize that if you go up and you go down, how do you get back up again? You do the same thing that got you up the first time. You show more people. It's as simple as that. You just show more people. See, I mean, one other point that I want to cover is how to avoid dropping rank. You have to understand this concept. I could do a whole show on this, but the people who got you to the rank that you're at are not necessarily the same people who are going to get you to the next rank. So let me say it again. This is golden. Don't forget this. The people who got you to the rank that you're at are not necessarily the same people who are going to get you to the next rank. So you need to be building multiple teams. Now, in your compensation plan, if it requires you to hit, I don't know, 4 leaders to get to a certain level in order to be at a certain rank, don't go for 4, go for 8. Because if you end up with 6, you still have 2 leaders. So if 2 quit, you're still good. It's one of the reasons why I have so much security where I am in my company's compensation plan, is because I've got more than what's required. So I could have 100,000 people quit on one team and I'm still the top rank because I didn't do the minimums. I went over the minimums. So you've got to have the mindset. Listen, we want to have positive expectation. Sure, we want to expect people to be with us forever. We want to hug on them and love on them and just, that's what we want to happen. But you got to realize that's not always the case. And so you go a little extra wide, you build some extra teams so that you don't have to get in that situation. So listen, 2 roads. Success is a highway and there's 2 lanes. Okay, you got one lane leading to success. You got the other lane leading to mediocrity. Okay, 2 lanes. What happens is all these people get on the lane headed towards success. Tens of millions of network marketers, hundreds of millions in the history of network marketing, but let's say tens of millions of network marketers. We hop in our company and we start heading down the road to success. And we're excited, we're pumped up. Man, financial freedom, gonna live my dreams, gonna empower the world. And what happens is the road to success is not a straight road at all. It's a windy road. You could do a whole nother live about this. It's a windy road. And when you're running down the road to success, because it's windy, you end up in the shoulder. The shoulder of the road is what you call frustration. You get frustrated. And what happens is when you get on the shoulder and shaking a little, you drop rank, some people quit, things happen, little chaos, and you're in that shoulder of frustration, shaking a little bit, and you think, oh my God, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be on the shoulder. And you beat yourself up and you think, oh my God, the business model's broken, it's not gonna work. And you fall off into the ditch. See, the ditch is discouragement. Discouragement is when you lose the faith, you lose the hope, you give up on those goals and dreams because you don't see them as realistic anymore. So what do? Well, you do 2 things. Number 1, when you get on the shoulder of frustration, you realize that, same thing I said earlier, it's all part of the what? Let me know in the comments. It's all part of the what? It's all part of the game. It's all part of the game. You're supposed to be on the shoulder. You're not supposed to stay on the shoulder, but you're supposed to be on the shoulder at times because, man, if you're going fast and the road is windy, you're going to end up there. You can't get out of it. I've been there 1,000 times. Sometimes I'm there daily, okay? But what I've come to realize is when it starts shaking like that, I'm like, oh, it's all part of the game. I'm supposed to be here. I can think intelligently. I get back on the lane. I don't beat myself up. See, sometimes you have to be patient with your results and impatient with your activity. You can control your activity. Sometimes you can't control your results, especially in the beginning. If you're new to network marketing, I want you to realize that what you learn in the beginning is more important than what you earn. Let me say it again. What you learn in the beginning of network marketing is more important, more valuable than what you earn. And I know you're thinking, bullshit, I want to earn some money. Listen, thank God it took me 5 years to get to a full-time income. Thank God. Why? Because it made me so much better of a leader. See, because I went through the frustration. I banged my head against a wall. I cursed myself. I had the feelings of desperation and hopelessness. I went through all that. 5 years, it sucked. But thank God it happened because today I'm able to lead people out of the ditch. I'm able to lead people out of the valley of death because I was in it. So realize that if you're going through some challenges, it's a gift, not a curse. What you learn in the beginning is more valuable than what you earn. So number one, you're supposed to be there. Okay, it's part of the game. Number two is you need to have what, when I read Think and Grow Rich for the first time, and it said within this book lies the secret of success. And I read the book, it never said it. I read it again, looking for the word secret, it never said it. I read it a third time to figure out what the secret was for me. And it was determination. The people who win big are the people who have that pig-headed determination that they are just not going to quit. See, some people, many people, lots of people succeed. Why did they succeed while so many others failed? They had more determination. They were willing to stick it out long enough to figure it out, figure out how to make it work. So don't let a lack of determination be the reason why some people live in victory, but you have to live in mediocrity. See, you should be thinking, there's no way in hell I'm going to allow a lack of determination, allow other people to beat me. See, I know you have problems. I know you have challenges. I know you have obstacles. I know you have those. I know you have excuses, but there's someone with a bigger excuse than you who's living in the land of victory, who made it, who's a millionaire today. And why did they make it even though they have a bigger excuse than you? They had more determination. So have that same level of determination. Stay on the damn road. When you get on the shoulder of frustration, realize it's part of the game. Get back on the road and keep going. If you drop in rank, keep showing new people, and you'll get your rank back and you'll go all the way to the top. But you got to have the determination and the will to win. I hope you do. Listen, enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed training. If you feel like this can add some value to some others, definitely hit the share button. If you want some advanced training on leadership, hop over to leadwithmatt.com. Teach you some strategies on not only becoming a powerful leader, but attracting powerful leaders. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the comments. We'll be back tomorrow with another. Love you guys. Go make life an adventure.